All right, let's solve a mystery, a linguistic mystery, actually. We're going to tackle the case of the chameleon R. The reason English spelling can feel so wonderfully weird. It trips up literally everyone, so let's get into it. So here's the heart of the problem, something we've all bumped into. We've got words that sound exactly the same, but they're spelled totally differently. And the chaos really gets turned up to 11 whenever our main character, the letter R, decides to show up. I mean, think about it for a second. Is a really dull person a B-O-A-R or a B-O-R-E? And when you're really getting into a good book, do you P-O-U-R over it or do you P-O-R-E over it? These are the exact kinds of head scratchers that even native speakers get wrong all the time. Let's untangle them. And here it is, the confusion laid out right in front of us. You take one sound, right? Like soar. That one sound gives us two completely different words. S-O-A-R, like a bird flying high, and S-O-R-E, like an aching muscle. They sound identical. So what's going on here? What's the common thread that's causing all this chaos? Well, it's time to meet our prime suspect, the key to this entire case. It's just a single letter, but one that has this incredible power over the vowels that dare to come before it. So let's meet the bossy R. Okay, so here's the secret. It's this thing called an R-colored vowel. Basically, when a vowel is followed by an R, that R doesn't just hang out quietly. No, it muscles in, it hijacks the sound, and it completely changes what that vowel is supposed to sound like. It kind of colors it. And that is our culprit. It's the source of all this beautiful weirdness.
Once you see the bossy R, you can't unsee it. You start seeing its work everywhere. It creates what we're going to call spelling gangs. These are just groups of different letter combinations all trying to make the exact same R-colored sound. So let's go ahead and unmask a couple of them.
Okay, check out this first gang. All of these spellings are competing to make the air sound. You've got very, carry, pair, and very. That's four different spellings all duking it out to make one single sound. It's no wonder it's so hard to know which one to pick. Now let's look at the gang for the OR sound. Here you've got O-R, O-A-R, and O-U-R. And this takes us right back to where we started. This is why a bird can soar while your muscle feels sore. It's why you can pour yourself some tea while you pore over a textbook. It's all these spelling gangs. So it makes sense, right? When you have these gangs of spellings all wrestling to make the same sound, confusion is pretty much guaranteed. But now that you're in on the secret, let's see if you can spot the right spelling out in the wild. Time for a little quiz. Okay, picture this. You're at the final game, you're screaming your lungs out for your team. The next morning, your voice is all scratchy and raspy. So is that H-O-A-R-S-E or H-O-R-S-E? Yup, you got it. It's horse with the O-A-R spelling from that OR gang we just saw. All right, one more. You're really studying like crazy for that big exam. Are you putting F-O-R-T-H, a lot of effort, or F-O-U-R-T-H? Yes, you're putting forth the effort using that O-R spelling. See, you're already getting a feel for this. Okay, I know, it might still feel like a little bit of chaos, but here's the good news. Even in all this mess, there are some patterns hidden in plain sight. We can actually crack the code, especially if we look at how words end. Just think about all the words you know that end with that kind of sound. Is it spelled E-R, A-R, or O-R? Well, the answer is, yep, all three. But, and this is the important part, they're not all used equally. And that's our clue. So look at this. We've sorted a bunch of words by how that final sound gets spelled. In the column, you've got super common words like teacher and father. The AR column has words like regular and calendar. And then the OR ending, that one shows up a lot in job titles like actor and editor. You can probably already guess which one of these is the most popular. And here's the pattern clear as day. The ER ending is, by a long shot, the most common way to spell that final sound. After that, you have OR, and then way down at the bottom is the AR ending. It's the least common of the bunch. So what does this all mean for you? Well, here are a few little clues you can pocket for later. First, if you have to guess, go with ER. It's the most common, so you've got the best odds. Second, the least likely spelling is almost always going to be AR. And here's the real pro tip. That OR ending, it loves to pop up after the letter T for words describing a person who does something. Think about it. Actor, editor, inventor, doctor. See? That's a pattern you can actually use. Knowing about this whole bossy R thing and its spelling gangs, it's not just about spelling better. It actually gives you a brand new superpower for reading and figuring out words you've never seen before. So how does this help you tackle a big, scary word like expiration? Well, first, you spot the parts you already know, like the chunks X at the beginning and tation at the end. What's left in the middle is pura. But wait, you see that R, so you know it's a bossy R that's messing with the vowel. So you try sounding it out. X, pura, tation, and boom, it clicks. Expiration. Spotting that R-colored chunk is the key that unlocks the whole word. And you know what? Here's the best part of all of this. You don't have to be perfect. Nobody is. The goal isn't to memorize every single spelling. The real takeaway is this. Just get close. If you can get close enough, that trusty little spelling checker on your computer or your phone, it's going to do the heavy lifting for you and give you the right word. No stress. So in the end, this was never about memorizing hundreds of boring rules. The real superpower here is understanding the why. Knowing about the bossy R and its gangs gives you confidence, not because you know every single rule, but because you finally get the system behind all the seeming chaos. So we've pretty much closed the case on our Chameleon R, but the mysteries of the English language, they definitely don't stop here. Which leaves me with one last question for you. What other English rules have always seemed kind of weird to you? What should we investigate next? Thanks for tuning in.